Because it could be Grog as support, Rumble top. I mean, there's a lot of options here. I guess we're going to
Lost is moving over. You can see Pantheon, though, not in position. There should be a Drake going over to Umti, and it is. Power. You can see already about 300 gold in the lead, and Hammerlife actually continuing to go aggressive. Lava in trouble, has to flash as Vista looking for it. Oh, not quite able to get there as the Harpoon also misses. And there's the equalizer to get
down. And very, very versatile in that regard.
Well, yeah, could be in trouble. Doesn't have flash, remember, as he's trying to get out of the way of this Olaf. Looking now to turn it around, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to. As in goes the man drop. It is going to now be a lot of damage onto Umpty, but Arthur has to flash to get himself out of the way. It's a big knockup to come through as already Fred Breon having a good time, but it is going to be the Ornn taken down, and that's a one for where Lava is, as Delight trying to stay in position. All right, Lava in trouble, going to get stunned up. There's the Dawning Shadow and a very dead Syndra.
Desperately trying to clear this ward, but he's so scared that he's going to get rooted. He actually leaves it up.
Just dead. Yep. Because Chovy knows that he can just put down, okay, Death out of position. This should be the kill, as he's trying to do as much damage as he can. Dawning Shadow, not going to do anything. And
now, can they stabilize here to get there is the question, because HLE Esports definitely are not going to let them go down easy this way.
Well, there's the equalizer from Chovy. Umpty gonna have to flash to get himself out of the way as Arthur in a great position with that man drop. That's going to secure the kill onto the Syndra already, and he's in thick amongst the fight. Chovy now chasing after them. Can he land the harpoons is going to be the question. Close to overheating, but not going to be able to get underneath that turret is now deft. Chasing after Henna. One more auto will do it. All cancelled, unfortunately, but gets it in the end. No harm, no foul, as that's just
wards. And he almost got punished for it once, but otherwise, you know, he's been free to just completely own that. A really aggressive play for HLE Esports that's allowed and empowered
to stop them from doing it, but this counterplay is actually pretty decent, as they are going to get the charge out from Shirley. And they might even be able to take down this turret, as the Drake does go down. That's a great Ornn, but no, interrupted. Oh, fantastic work from Vista, as in goes Morgan now. Dawning Shadow comes down as well as Henna. Going to be in trouble, but does deal with the Camille pretty quickly. But these heals coming out from center are ludicrous. Delight going to go down as well, as now Chovy looking to lock down Lava. The ulti now on cooldown for the Syndra, and has to run away. HLE Esports once again.
For that moment. Means that you know this comp has been practiced a lot by the squad.
Well, you've now got Umti trying to take down Vista. He's going to flash his death, trying to get that damage done. Ulti's available, and Umti takes a lot of damage, but that potion ticking, I think, had a lot of reason as to why he survived. The man drop, though, is going to say no as Lava. Also going to be dead, and Arthur grabs himself, too.
So he's not getting any CS right now, and Fred at Breon are, I think, thinking about game 2 right now, as things have just really not gone their way. Rotation over here is to take red, but not even to think about the Baron.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to help out. And Umti is making his way back from base now. The Death Chamber did release him, but not in time, unfortunately, as Chovy up here now with Baron empowered minions. He's going to throw down the red carpet that sort of disappeared a little bit there. That was confusing. But he will be able to take down.
Equalizer does, I mean, a third of everyone's health bars before the fight even starts, oftentimes.
As Equalizer comes down, that's just to remove them from this fight, but also does most of Henna's health bar. Lava as well, completely zoned. No way that they can defend this as HLE Esports. Chovy on the Rumble. It's just so much mid-game damage, and they've utilized it so beautifully.
Because all the waves were pushed. Somebody's got to deal with that. They grouped up to make sure they could push it back.
At this point in time.
Look at how fast Chovy can clear massive waves like this. He is spotted.
Yeah, Moonlight Vigil comes down as well. He's going to take a lot of damage. He has Zhonya's available. Not going to utilize it just yet. Goes into it now as once again, the Equalizer is there. He's going to flash to try and get himself out of the way as the Ornn is going to slow him just enough, but it's not going to be thrown back. As you can see, Hoya taking too much damage. Arthur gets towards the top side, doesn't do damage with his ultimate, but now they're corralling this bro roster as Delight is way too far away from this one. You've got the Dawning Shadow that comes in, shielding up everyone, but it is going to expire as now Arthur gets himself in. Henna eliminated. Lava suffers the same fate. Oh my goodness, Umpty getting taken down for a double kill now for this Camille, as Hoya wishes he could just bail over the side of this alcove, but I don't think HLE actually know. Deft is going to spot him, and goodbye to the Ornn. It's going to be rough to get all of those out without being stopped, so decides not to go for this control ward, as now in goes Morgan. Umpty, he's trapped. And the man drop comes down all too easily. They lock down the jungler, but it might be jungle for jungle, which could be a good trade, but in he goes again as Equalizer comes down as well. Henna can't actually sit there.
Fed. He has a Guardian Angel as well, on top of his Gore Drinker and Sterox, and he didn't even need it. As Morgan's like, oh, are you going to step forward here? Because I will kill you myself.
It's like 1v2, absolutely no fear at all, didn't even lose any of his health bar. We're looking for a Mountain Soul at the same time. This is called having your cake and eating it too.
Yes.
As the Baron goes down, they are going to at least try and contest for this one, as Umpty is getting closer. Let's see whether Hammer Life are going to allow this one. Equalizer is still available. That's what we're going to be looking at as the Aphelios does deny the Mountain Soul, and now Vista has to go golden. Equalizer comes down, but it's not quite enough to stop the Gragas from going. Still, burned to death is the Ornn, and in goes Morgan now. My god, the damage is just disgusting. Avoids the headbutt there with the Hextech Ultimatum as well, and stays alive. A double kill for Deft in the end. That's going to be the ace, and that will be the game. And I correct myself, it's a triple for Deft as the dust settles.
The dust settles, and it is going to be a walk to the finish here. Easy peasy. Hanwha Life Esports again catching Fred at Brion, trying to find anything on the map, any objective. They got the Drake, but they lost their lives for it. But what else can you do if you're Fred at Brion? You just gonna sit back at your base and let hell come to you? Or are you gonna take a fight? I mean, they tried to win that fight, you know, with a 4v2 start, trying to get that Drake advantage, but it's just not enough. And that's gonna be the first map going to Hanwha Life Esports.
Expertly snowballed by Hanwha Life, making sure that they were playing to their win conditions the entire game. The Nexus falls down at 32 minutes. It's a bit later. Grit, it should be a pretty comfortable situation, as it's not going to be Aphelios. We're going with the Vayne from Deft, and he played this in their last series.
Operate around this Drake, though. Delight is going to scout this out, but I think he's just unfortunately too late to do anything.
Yeah, they don't have the Lilia in the area. This blue buff. See what else they can transition into, as Lava will get the face breaker off onto Chovy as Vista. That's a really long hook. As the Weaver's Wall comes down, Arthur wanting to get over the wall but doesn't find the flick. And now Hanwha Life Esports in position to back away as Hoya throws down the barrel. Perfect delivery onto the Thresh. And towards Bro, as we're going to even out the Drakes as well, as we're going to have to keep our fingers crossed on Cloud Soul or not, as good avoidance there from Lava. He's so quick. As the tower does go down in favor of Hanwha Life first, as Morgan, there's the World Ender. So much healing, as you can see. Unable to get that third Q, though, as Hoya does have a body slam, and he's going to get out. Just a lot of regen on both sides here, as Vista is going to spot these two, and it looks like they're going to try and escape. Umpty in position. He gets immediately exhausted. He will be able to grab himself the Drake, but at the cost of his life, and a kill over to Chovy, which is down by about 10 CS, but probably fine, actually, for a Vayne in this matchup, as Chovy knows that he needs to ult out of there. Arthur not going to be so lucky, and he'll be taken down very far down. Is going to be able to move back now to relative safety, as now Chovy looking for Lava. He's taking so much damage. Haymaker not even going to be utilized, as I believe it was on cooldown.
Set being the mid laner and not a Syndra that will just simply burst down. Like, Set's a lot more survivable. But if you're picking Set just so you don't die to Chovy, not as good.
Yeah, true. It's like not utter domination, but it's not like the problem solves. In goes Hanwha Life Esports. Chovy finds the ulti into the backline. It's a double flick kill, as just before he goes back to his soul, Chovy grabs yet another kill.
They see that nobody's there, so they're actually getting confirmation that this is not going to be...
And if they do, then they just break off and grab themselves the fight. As Barrel is going to slow down Vista, the Baron does just fall down, as Vista's going to throw back the hook. Chovy now looks for the ult. He doesn't actually find anyone, and immediately goes back to the Unbound Soul. He'll fall asleep. He gets further away. Henna now trying to fight in the exhaust is immediate, but Chovy should be going down. They lock down the Yone, and now it's the Gragas that's out of position. You can see Deft trying to get into the right spot to start off this fight. He grabs a double kill to begin this one, but he's down to 200 health now, and Morgan picks up the charge. He's gigantic on this Aatrox, and yeah, you may have...
He runs away, they realize it's safe, and they do make a collapse onto the Baron. They're just too far behind at this stage, and the exhaust to try to buy time. He's got a stopwatch now, so this fight could look very different than that was available previously. But yeah, that was actually really nice crisis management from Hanwha Life Esports, all things considered.
Yeah, I agree.
It could have actually been way worse if they hadn't played it perfectly like they did, and if Morgan wasn't so ahead.
Well, one thing that we...
looking for a turret.
Yeah, one thing we do need to say is that Chovy now doesn't have the Baron buff, so his split push isn't quite as powerful. As the ulti comes in immediately, they lock down the KaiSser, and you may have been saying chokey in chat, but you are going to eat those words now as he gets the perfect pick. And now Hanwha Life will be able to wreck these turrets.
Yeah, this isn't a Matilda, unfortunately, for Reddit Breon.
No.
Miss Crunchbull's not putting anybody in there. Hoya is being played by Danny DeVito, and it's not a happy ending for his character in this.
It's actually a different length when it's Chovy that's playing. As he was thinking about grabbing an Infernal Soul, but now Harmor Life want to stop this Baron from being taken down. This is an aggressive play as Morgan getting that flank. As we set up the wall, Arthur wants to flash in, is going to steal away the Baron, and now the fight should be going in favor of Harmor Life. Arthur goes into his Zhonya's. Can he keep himself alive? As Chovy fighting off on the backside. Death is free hitting. This is going to be an ace, and this is going to be the game for Harmor Life Esports, and they make it look easy.
That's it. GG for this one. The series is all locked up. I have to say, Reddit Breon, I really like the decision to actually try to group up and take the Baron fight because they were getting cut off too often. Chovy was killing split-off targets. The target priority, you know, of trying to lock him down and trying to set for sleeps on him just was not working. They grouped up for a Baron fight. They almost were able to rush it down. They got to take that fight on their terms. That was the plan. But the execution of the defense was too good. The, ult in, steal away the Weaver's Wall there from Arthur was perfect. And they just ended up getting a great team fight with the flank there from Morgan. I thought it was a good idea from Reddit Breon, probably their best that they had, the best decision they made all series, but it was, again, too little, too late. That's the end of it.
Yep, that's going to be game. Harmor Life Esports continuing their dominance here.
So since we're kicking off the first match, let's take a look at the draft to see if there's any update with the pick and ban. And this is the first time Jonghyun is having this analysis test with Victory, so let's take a look at the draft first. Hana Life Esports is on a third match win streak, whereas Bro also took down Damwon Kia in the previous matches. So, what's your take on their pick and ban? Because we are having 11.2 patch in this match, and Senna was instantly locked in. I want to say this game was about Hana Life's preparation. They were able to dominate the opponents based on the work they did to prepare for this match. Hana Life was able to have a huge priority with this pick in the bottom lane. And I think Bro actually just lost the mind game around the bottom lane picks. Alistar's early pick was not that bad, but after that, they kind of was lost in the middle of their pick and ban. So they locked in Alistar, but as they saw Senna and Gragas up against themselves, well, they were not able to put up any fight up against those two comp because they were too strong during the laning phase. Senna, one of her weaknesses is that she cannot actually do much damage up against the tanks in the front line if the game gets longer, but that didn't really happen in this game, and Alistar was not the perfect fit for Bro to complete their comp. And Hana Life was also really smart with the way they played the map and harassing the mid laner with this Pantheon pick in the jungle. But the pick and ban didn't really decide the whole result of the match, but it indeed had a lot of influence for the game results. And we have some updates with the Senna itemization as well. But there was this moment where Alistar was able to take down Senna. So let's take a look at the highlights. Chovy goes in really aggressively and was able to almost kill Syndra, and then Vista comes up and looking for some kill, but she was able to actually flash away from the cask and live with a very low health. And let's take a look at Deft over here. Well, Deft on the bottom lane was looking for the snipe angle. His ult was up in 5 seconds, so he was looking at the sniper rifle scope, waiting for the perfect timing. And at that point of time, actually, he didn't have enough map awareness that Alistar and Aphelios was actually in a very close proximity looking for the kill onto Senna. So yeah, we just want to kind of give some more elaboration of why Deft just died down in the bottom lane by himself. And let's take a look at another highlight over here where Freddy Brion had too much weakness up against Hana Life's comp. So Bro oversteps in order to gain some vision in the jungle, but Hana Life was able to throw crawl Syndra, who doesn't have flash, into a very narrow lens scope. So Hana Life Esports got rid of Syndra with the Rumble's ultimate and also the Pantheon's ultimate. There was no way for her to survive that. And then Hana Life just easily won the following team fight. A very easy team fight for Hana Life Esports because they chose to fight in the best situation for them. They were utilizing their AoE ultimates and also they crawled in the bro players in a very narrow place. That was a perfect timing for them to open fight because Syndra's flash was down. Hana Life Esports was able to exert a lot of dominance on the Rift, and the player of the game will be Arthur on Pantheon. He was diving onto the opponent during every team fight, but he didn't die once in that game. And Arthur shows a very high proficiency on this pick throughout the LCK. The power, or maybe the characteristic of Hana Life, is that they always go all in once they start the fight. This can also be a weakness, but we can also say they are all on the same page, and they're really good at finding the perfect timing for them to kind of get the best result possible. Everything is also based on the draft. They managed to find a huge edge over the opponents. Arthur played really well, but also just Hana Life as a whole, they are now on a very nice run. Smooth sailing on the Rift. Perfect KDA and perfect POG vote going over to Arthur in this game. Freddy Brion is now moving on to game number 2, so maybe they should consider banning out Pantheon up against Hana Life. Now it's time to check out game number 2 to see if Hana Life Esports can get their longest winning streak of the team's history, or will Freddy Brion bring their Caspa memory back.